What's your I became a medical freak show overnight story? The spray tan technician actually screamed when she saw me walk back into her salon 3 days later, with sheets of skin hanging off my arms like I was molting. I'd gotten the spray tan for my high school reunion, where my ex would see me for the first time since our messy breakup, and I needed to look incredible. The technician at this upscale place had been doing spray tans for 8 years, and promised me I'd look like I'd just returned from Monaco. She used their signature organic solution while I stood there naked in that weird paper thong making small talk about the weather. The application took maybe 15 minutes total, and she kept saying how the color was developing beautifully, and how this particular solution was imported from Italy, and never caused reactions even on sensitive skin. I left feeling confident about the reunion, and even posted a selfie showing off my golden glow. When I saw my skin peeling a bit the next morning, I figured it was just normal exfoliation from the treatment. By that afternoon though, I was pulling off strips of skin the size of playing cards from my shoulders, and they weren't stopping. My roommate walked into the bathroom while I was examining my back in the mirror, and started dry heaving before running out screaming that I looked like something from a horror movie. I called the salon immediately, but they insisted this was impossible, because they'd used the exact same solution on 40 clients that week with 0 complaints. The technician kept repeating that she'd followed every single protocol, and even mixed a fresh batch that morning, so there was no way it had gone bad. Within 48 hours, my entire body was shedding skin in sheets so large, I could peel them from my wrist to my elbow in one continuous piece like removing pantyhose. The texture was thick and rubbery, and made this horrible sound when it pulled away from the fresh skin underneath like Velcro being ripped apart in a quiet library. I filled an entire garbage bag with dead skin that first week, and when I waited out of morbid curiosity, I'd shed 3 pounds of myself. My roommate moved out completely because she said, living with you is like living with a human snake, and I can't eat anymore because I keep finding your skin in the kitchen. The salon owner brought in their supplier, who swore on his mother's grave that nothing in their formula could cause this reaction, and demanded to see my medical records to prove I had some underlying condition. My dermatologist took one look and said, in 40 years of practicing medicine, I have never seen a human being shed like a reptile. She took biopsies from 8 different areas and ran autoimmune panels and tested for Stevens-Johnson syndrome and toxic epidermal necrolysis, and even checked for heavy metal poisoning, but everything came back completely normal. They tested for porphyria, thinking maybe I had a latent genetic condition triggered by the chemicals, and even made me bring in water samples from my apartment to check for industrial contamination, but found nothing. The fresh skin underneath looked perfect, but within hours would start loosening and bubbling up, ready to slough off again in massive pieces. The sheets were so large I could stretch one across my laptop screen like some grotesque screen protector made of human tissue. I saw 3 different dermatologists and an allergist who did patch tests with 50 different compounds, including the actual spray tan solution components, but my skin showed 0 reaction to anything. One specialist from the university hospital actually brought in medical students to observe because he wanted them to see something they'd never encounter again in their careers. He told me, your skin cells are dying and regenerating at a rate that should be biologically impossible without causing organ failure, but somehow your body is sustaining it. My pharmaceutical sales job required face-to-face client meetings, and my boss called me into his office after our biggest account complained that I'd left what they described as human scales all over their conference room. He said, I'm sorry, but you're making million-dollar clients physically ill, and we need someone who can maintain professional standards. The reunion came and went without me attending because I couldn't bear the thought of people seeing me like this, and my ex actually texted asking if I was okay since I'd seemed so excited about it online. By week 4, I was spending 3 hours every morning carefully removing sheets of dead skin, and my shower drain required daily unclogging from the buildup. My dating life completely died because even explaining the situation made people assume I had something contagious or was lying about having a disease. One guy I'd been seeing for 2 months before this happened told me, I found a piece of your skin stuck to my steering wheel a week after you were in my car, and I threw up in the parking lot. I started wearing long sleeves and pants even in 90-degree weather, but the skin would work its way out through my collar and cuffs anyway. My own mother suggested I might need therapy because she thought I was doing this to myself somehow, even after watching my dermatologist explain that this was a real medical condition. The peeling never stopped, and 6 months later I'm still shedding entire layers every single day, while doctors keep running the same tests hoping for different results. And the nurses at the dermatology clinic have started calling me the snake lady when they think I can't hear them.